Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the Affluence Financial Fitness for Women Magazine networking and partnership event. This is our second quarter event, and every quarter we have this event. It's free to the community. We want to invite you to always come out because we're always doing something. Every contributor to this magazine stay booked and busy. So they're always out doing their thing, and you need to get connected with them. You need to see what they have going on and see if you can get with them. They can get with you, however, whatever. That's what this is for. So come out. It's a free virtual event. You don't have to leave. I'm in my bedroom. So you don't even have to leave your home. And so we definitely want to see more people coming into this because it's provided great opportunities for a lot of different people. So, and then you get the opportunity to learn more about the magazine. A lot of the contributors drop some really good gems um, about finances and what's going on right now in finance. They are the people that you turn to when you don't know what your next step is going to be or you come into some crisis. These ladies can help you. So we have this every quarter. And so we would definitely love for you to come out. If you're watching this later on our YouTube channel, definitely subscribe, like the video, and comment. Also, welcome. So thank you for tuning in. Our cover person is not here tonight, but his name is Dr. Cheo. And the last issue we discussed credit repair, and it was a very, very informative issue. I'm excited that the contributors are here to discuss that. And then we're also going to announce a new column that will be appearing in the magazine, as well as the next cover person and theme of our next issue, which is due to release July 1st, 2024. So, without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce our publisher, soon to be Dr. Anita Renee, PhD Johnson.
Mhm. Well, thank you, Candace. All that's true.
No lies detected.
Probably in about 3 weeks. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. My dissertation is done and it's in the hands of my chair, which will probably go to my second sometime today, tomorrow, before Monday. So it's all good. But anyway, thank you guys for coming. This is Affluence Financial Fitness for Women's networking event. And we have these networking events every quarter, as Candace says, our fearless leader, Candace. And we have some of the contributors here with us tonight. And so if you are listening to this, after we've done it live, you are so welcome. And Candace will probably put the link in the chat so that you can get your own uh, cover, your own magazine, the printed copy, or either the digital copy. And we do have some new things coming out, and I'm excited about it. Um, I'm excited that I will be more proactive in the next few weeks. And then I'm just really excited about the things that are going to be happening for the magazine. This magazine's mission is always to give a sound, financial, holistic, traditional uh, financial tips, words, where whomever is reading can get something from it. So I'm excited about the mission and where the magazine is going. So Candace, I will give it back to you and let you do your thing.
Okay, all right. So, we do have some exciting things coming up. One of those is a new column that we're introducing in the magazine, and we want to review your book on finance, that is. If you are a Black author out there, calling all Black authors that are writing about finance, telling your journeys, we want to read your books. We want to review them for our publication. And we now have an application. So if you would like that link, there will be a link in the description or in the comment section of this video when it's posted that you can click on that and apply um, for your book to be reviewed. And we're actually in the process of interviewing some reviewers. So that's exciting, to review your book and write an article, a 2-page article on your book. So you definitely want to do that to be in the next issue. We have one more issue coming out after this one that you still have a chance to be in. So definitely submit your application for that. And I'm excited about Wealth Words, which is the name of that column. Wealth Words. So stay tuned for that. We do kind of have somebody in mind that we're going to be reviewing their book. So this is an exciting time, and a lot of great information is going to be coming out through Affluence. So let's get on with it. Now, JR, I know that you were saying you may have to leave out a little early. So I want to go ahead and just jump to your article, see if you wanted to go ahead and discuss that.
Oh, certainly, certainly. We can go ahead and take care of that. Okay. Excuse my distraction. I'm driving, so I am at the place where I'm supposed to be this evening. Anyway, so let's talk about my article. There we go. Trying to bring the Zoom back on. Uh
Yep. What's up with your credit score?
yeah, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. So essentially in my article, I really just gave a little bit of history about how the credit score came about. Because I think it's important that when you're learning to do something, you kind of understand the history behind it. Um, and if we're taught early on, it's like our own Black American history, the history of this country, whatever the case might be, it's important that you know where everything began, how it began, so that you can have a better understanding of what it is you need to do as an individual. And in my article, I point out a few things really, everything I write about comes right back to education. It's important that we learn and we understand how money works. It'll help you understand how your credit works, get into the history behind it and the purpose of it. It also will allow you to understand that you need to keep your credit as well as anything else that you may be involved in on the straight and narrow. I was talking with some friends this evening, not this evening, a couple of days ago, actually, and she didn't know. She started a business. And this is a little bit off um, topic. However, the ending part relates. When she started her business, when she registered it with the state, she used her social security number, not understanding that you needed an EIN and not tie your business to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she also explained how she's trying to have her two children understand the importance of credit. So again, everything goes back to an education. We have to know what we're doing, and you must talk to people who've been down that road before you and take heed. I mean, young people think they know it all and they've got it together and this isn't going to happen to them and what have you. And I'm sorry, you're 100% incorrect. History does absolutely nothing but repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, every moment, every second, every month, every week, every year, it's the exact same thing happening over and over and over again, unless we get educated and understand the history of where things are coming from and we do better ourselves. We move forward in the right direction.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
all I have to say. I'm not going to give any more. I think that little snippet is kind of hits the point.
It does.
Get the education.
Right,
Get
right.
the education.
That was the biggest takeaway that I got from your article, JR. You know, you really hampered on getting educated because knowledge is power. You know, I don't know, I think that's a scripture in the Bible, if I'm not mistaken. I know it's a proverb, it's something wise. So, knowledge is power. And I've always heard that, but it wasn't until I became an adult that I realized, yes, it gives you more options and more choices. Another thing you pointed out in the article is the power of credit. You know, all of
Hmm.
the things that if you mess up your credit, you kind of miss out on. The
Yes.
choices are limited. So definitely educate yourself first before you make any moves dealing with your credit. It's been really cool
Yes.
talking to my son, you know, as he's getting older and just knowing I won't say horrible mistakes I've made, but the horrible mistakes that was made within my name. And now I can just give him good stuff. That feels so good to me, you know.
Good.
You know,
Good.
he can start off really, really good with credit and just have smooth selling and not have to dig your way up.
Dig. Yep.
So but thank you for sharing. I'm looking forward to your article for the next issue. So before we get into the next article we're going to discuss, I did want to say that we are we are taking applications for the next cover of Affluence magazine starting in 2025. And so we do have an application process for that. That will be in the comment section or description box of this video. Apply to be on the cover. You know, who's going to be on the next cover of Affluence magazine? We would love to spotlight you, your organization, your business, and finance. Let's show the world how you are changing your community in finance. So I did want to just drop that really quick to say that. But Pam, now 6 steps to credit repair, a
That's
comprehensive
the real superstar, Miss Pam.
Miss Pam. Like I'm honestly with the way that Pam is able to just compact and hit it right on the nail with information on finance is astounding. So, did you have some extra little tidbits, Pam, that you wanted to talk about with your article?
I think the article speaks for itself, but I wanted to kind of partner with what JR was saying is that, credit is everything in this country, unfortunately, good and bad. Using it the correct way can definitely leverage a lot of opportunities. And if you don't know how it works, that's where you get into trouble. And that's where the repair part of my article comes from, is that if you do find yourself now, unfortunately, on the bad end of credit, that there's some ways to repair. People look at their credit score. It's not a one and done. That thing can go up 20 points in a week or 10 points down the next day or whatever. So you have to understand the different components that make up your credit score. So as JR was mentioning, education around how your credit score works, what you can and cannot do with it, what you need to do, especially if you have your own business, not using your personal. I mean, of course, when you first start out, they're going to ask you what your personal credit is, because they want to know if they can you can trust you with some business funds. But once that is out of the way, really understanding how to leverage your business credit. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. So educating yourself around that. But my article really focuses in on, okay, now that I've done messed up, how do I get myself out of this? So some concise steps to really work on that.
Right. Yeah, I think one thing interesting that I found in your article was about monitoring. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think that people just think to go to their credit maybe when they're needing it, when they're needing to
Mm-hmm.
purchase something. You know, nobody's thinking about it until they're needing it. But
Yeah.
there are monitoring services and people like yourself that help you to know when is the best time to check it, you know, so
Mm-hmm.
that it doesn't hurt you to check it. Because, for
Mm-hmm.
instance, if you're in the house buying process, they may say, no, don't go around checking your credit or having people check it. So it's good
Mm-hmm.
and bad times to do those things. But I never put that into my steps to say, oh, yes, I need to monitor this.
I mean, that's the key is, when you need it, you don't want any nasty surprises when you show up to the car dealership or when you're in the loan officer trying to buy a house or put a down payment down, knowing. So I always recommend at least pulling your credit report. When you access your own credit report, there's no dings on it. So you need to know what's going on with your own credit. So an annualcreditreport.com is a way to pull your credit. I always say at least, once a year, either beginning or the end of the year, so you know what's on there. It's so much these days with data breaches that something could appear on there that you have no clue until you go to, like you said, Candace, actually apply for credit. And then that way you're kind of backtracking, trying to figure it all out. But if you monitor on a consistent basis and know what's on it, and then if there are erroneous things, especially deal with a lot of women going through divorce. So, if your ex-husband's things are still on there, that he could be jacking up your credit. It's a big time. And you're not realizing that you still have a joint account that's appearing on your credit report that could be dragging your score down. So you don't want that nasty surprise when you go to apply for credit on your own.
Right, absolutely. You know, this issue was really an issue if you're in the process of utilizing your credit, if you're in the repair process, if you're in the steps of just wanting to know more about it. This is definitely the issue to get, and it is available on Mad Cloud right now, and the link will be in the description box. It's available for print for $20, but you can download it digital for $5 as well. And Dr. Cheo was the cover man for this issue. And so, how you can also hear his interview is through the Finding Your Financial Voice podcast. So, you can definitely pull that up and listen to that conversation. We also had two other articles in this issue that was really good. Let me see, Dr. Kevin, his article was From Financial Fears to Freedom: The Journey of Transforming Your Credit, and Dr. Cece was Mending Relationships and Restoring Credit: The Journey of Repair. And so they both had some really insightful information within their articles. I purposefully put Dr. Cece's article last because I just felt like it tied it all up. She really honed in on repairing, period, repairing yourself as a way to begin or help that repairing your credit process. And we all know her field of study, which is the therapeutics. It was a great way to just have that internal perspective to add on, because a lot of us do have that going on with money mindset, poverty mindsets. Those are the words that I hear thrown around to describe, a lot of people that's in a cycle of poverty, and getting to the root of those issues oftentimes help propel people to making better decisions. And so her article was filled with that. And so once again, it's available on Mad Cloud, and you can definitely go check that out. So thank you so much. Those were the articles that was in this issue. Now we do have our next issue coming out, and I'm excited about this. I'm excited about our topic, our theme. I think it's very important. most importantly, I'm excited for Miss Pamela is going to be on the cover of the next Affluence Financial Fitness for Women magazine. Y'all, that cover is beautiful. It's so beautiful. And we cannot wait to share it with you all. It will be available July 1st. So definitely stay glued to Money for Wisdom group on Facebook, as well as Affluence Financial Fitness for Women. You can find both of those pages on Facebook. As soon as the magazines are published, that's the next best place that you can find the links to go download and purchase your printed copies. Take a picture with your copies when you get them so we can post them on the page, tag us, tag our cover person, our cover woman, tag her in it. It's going to be a phenomenal issue. And this thing is discussing parents, parenting your parents, having those difficult financial conversations. So the cover article will be transcripts from the Finding Your Financial Voice podcast interview between our publisher, Dr. soon to be Dr. Anita Renee Johnson, and our cover woman, Pamela Sam. So I'm excited for that. That will be dropping very, very soon. Did you want to give any snippets and words from the podcast, Pam, of your conversation with Anita?
Yeah, I think I want to have Anita lead because that conversation was so juicy. We were all over the place.
I
And
learned a
I
lot
definitely
about
appreciate the time that we shared together on that. So I'm gonna let Anita lead on that and just kind of fill in the gaps from there.
Well, it really was a good conversation. It was just two, you know, sorority sisters
Yes.
talking about money, and we did talk about credit.
Mhm.
Definitely talked about credit, and we also talked about, you know, what happens when someone comes into her office and how she
Mhm.
discovers how to help them through discovery and so forth and so on. I don't want to give away too much because I want you to go and listen to it, right? It's
Mhm.
Finding Your Financial Voice podcast, and you can find it on, you know, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, anywhere you listen to your podcast, they are there. So go there and listen to the podcast there. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was great. We did about
Yeah.
a 45
Yeah.
minute uh, uh, conversation, to two young ladies just talking and having a good time and laughing.
Yeah, and
So
laughing,
yeah,
and,
it was great.
sharing those nuggets as well for to empower women with their money. And the theme is really all around how we as women tend to be natural nurturers who end up taking care of our own families, but also taking care of our aging parents as well. So I wanted to make sure we did talk about that because people are having challenges as our parents are getting older, really understanding how to navigate that, especially if you have older parents who never wanted to share anything. Like, that's my business. I don't want you in my business. But when it comes to that point where unfortunately maybe cognitive things are coming into play, and then really understanding how to help them as well. So I was glad that that was the theme for next issue.
Absolutely. I did. I learned a lot about you, Pam, in that conversation. You know, I think your story is very fascinating of earning your degree and then just discovering how you were going to be putting it to use and helping women. You know, that's very inspiring. I think Anita even said it in the interview that a lot of us get degrees, then we find ourselves somewhere else sometimes or doing something that we didn't, plan or set out doing, but it
Yeah.
works reached out. So that was very inspiring. Once again, you can find that entire conversation on the Finding Your Financial Voice podcast, and you can read all about it in Affluence Financial Fitness for Women magazine that will be available July 2024. So stay tuned for that. I think we are coming to a close. I wanted to once again mention our new column, Wealth Words, and the application for that. That will be in the link, in the description box, as well as the credit issue. We'll have that link as well in the description box, so you can check that out. Anita, did you want to say anything in closing?
Well, thank you, Candace, for always hosting these networking events. We're excited. Thanks, Pam and JR, for coming and sharing their articles for this issue. And thank Pam for being our cover person for our next, it'd be our no, it's not the last issue.
Last one.
Yeah, for this year. So thank you, Pam.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
if you guys are out there and listening to and looking at this video, and you again want to get the magazine, don't forget to get the link, get the printed copy or the digital copy, share it, like it. We have a YouTube station, we have a TikTok station thing, we have an Instagram, we have all of that. Go there and like those things and share them with other people. We got some major things coming up in the next year, and we're just excited. So yes, thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, before we go, because what are some things that you all have coming up, events and things that you would like to invite the community to? Like I said, Affluence has the issue coming out and the new column alert. So stick out for that. Anita, anything you have that you?
Yeah, I actually am every quarter I take 5 women and we do a group study. And it's only for a month. It's 5 Fridays of the Fridays of the month, and that'll be in August. It begins in August, and we go through 4 different steps, and we do a group study. So that invitation is out there for folks, and if Candace, Pam, JR, if you have people you think that could enjoy this and benefit from it, then yes, be part of it. Send it to them. It can be Zoom, although I prefer in person because that's what better with the groups. We get the feeling in the group, right? And in the Zoom, it's right. A lot of people don't share, but um, it starts in August. We have an information meeting in July, and all of that information will be in the chat for when we do this video. So that's the major thing that is coming up for me.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Pam, did you have any upcoming events this quarter?
This quarter, actually, it's a little light this summer. I'm finally settling down for my
Really?
schedule. I know, believe it or not.
Right.
The thing I do have coming up, I am a community ambassador with ARP. So here locally, they have the IBW conference coming to town next week. So I'll be representing ARP, talking about Social Security as well for their conference. And then I'm sitting down for a little bit until the fall.
Oh, I'm impressed.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. We all need
I
that.
don't believe it.
I know it's something will
Either.
pop up, JR. It's definitely something will pop up.
I know. I already know. Mhm.
Okay. So JR, what's
So
going on?
for me, let's see, next week I'll be doing a session on domestic violence and finances. And I think that's it for immediate
Okay.
things coming up. I've got to look at the calendar, but I know that that's definitely on there for next week on July 3rd.
All right.
Speaking to some college students.
Okay. Perfect. Every lady that's on here will be tagged in this video. Go follow them. Keep up with them. Attend their events. I attended Dr. CC's event the other day, right before I went on vacation. It was great. It was great. I was able to take that with me to family. So
That's awesome.
that was very helpful. Right before you about to spend time, you know what I mean? So that was right on time. We just really have some amazing women in this circle. So definitely go follow and keep up with them and attend the things that they have going on if you're able to. So click their @ in this description so you can follow them. All right, so if all hearts and minds are clear, we want to thank you once again. Don't forget to go on MadCloud, type in Affluence, and all of our issues will come up and you will see our latest issue, and follow us on Facebook as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. You all have a blessed evening. Good night.
Hi, everyone.